underneath the moon tonight. Island Christmas, dance with me, dance, dance. Feel the rhythm by the sea. Oh, oh. Jingle bells on ukuleles play. Merry, merry holiday.
If you are still charging hourly, I hope that this lesson today, I guess these are called lessons, training, what we're talking about today, I hope that this is going to change your mind and help you see the bigger vision of why we need to charge differently. Because there really is this trap of when you are charging hourly, you can only work so many hours, so you actually are capping your income. Let's say that you are charging $50 an hour, which sounds pretty good. If you are working 80 hours a month, that's $4,000 a month. That's the most that you can make. And so when you're charging hourly, it actually is not in your benefit and it is not in your best interest to be able to do this. This is why yesterday we talked so much about you want to make sure that we are creating packages around the outcome. It's not about the features, it's about the benefits. So if you have not watched yesterday's training, I highly recommend you go back and watching that. And then you can come back and watch today's training where we're going to dive more into hourly. So in order to do hourly, this is going to go, it's building on what we talked about yesterday when we were talking about creating your offer, what it looks like, the outcomes that you're providing. And today we're going to talk about how do you actually price this out. So to do this, I actually have created a pricing calculator for you. You get access to this. It is below this video. You can click on it. It's going to ask you to just make a copy. It's going to be inside Google Sheets. It's the easiest way to be able to share calculators with you. So it's below this video. It's also in the email. If you are on our email list, it goes in the email that you're getting, and it's also posted inside the Ops Yacht Club. So you have lots of places to be able to grab this calculator. So let me walk you through how you're going to use this and how this is going to calculate your offers. And I want to open your eyes up to what you're actually making when you're charging hourly. So the very first tab we have here is the hourly trap. And what I want you to do is I want you to put in what your hourly rate is. So let's say that your hourly rate is $35 an hour. How many billable hours are you working per month? So if you are working 20 hours a week, that's going to be about 80 hours. If you are working more than that, let's say you're working full time. So we're going to do 160. So even at that, here's our monthly income, okay? $5,600. So that's pretty good, working full time at $35 an hour. Now we got to look at all of our expenses that we have. Let's say we're spending 10 hours per month on finding new clients and marketing. So this is going to take down some of the hours that we actually have. If we are doing proposals and sales calls, if we're doing admin work, if we are learning new skills, if there's any client communication that we have to do, count up all of those hours, and this is going to count up how many unpaid hours that you have. So out of our 160 hours that we can work, we actually 39 of them cannot charge for because we are using them on other things. So now this gives us our total hours worked is actually, instead of 160, we're working 199 hours. Okay, so that gives you kind of a reality check. If we look at that and let's say maybe we're only working 100 hours, that would make it a little bit better. But you can kind of play around with these numbers. Again, this tells you right here, just change all the numbers in blue. That's going to keep everything else the same. But let's look at our software costs. So let's say that we have software tools. Maybe you have Go High Level, for example, is $97. You have a website and hosting for $50. If you have any sort of insurance, you may or may not have insurance. Continuing education, you're spending $100 a month on that. Marketing, maybe you're spending $200, and any other professional services. So this could be anything else that you're actually spending money on to run your business. You're going to put your numbers in here, and it's going to give you your total amount that you're spending for your business. So if we look at this, we're making $3,500 a month. So that's what we have right here, right? Then we're going to minus our expenses. So we're actually making $2,803. So our actual hourly rate is $20. So thought we're doing good at 35, but we're really making 20 because there's hours that we can't charge for. And then there's also all of our expenses. Now, this is why I want you to look at this and start putting in what is your hourly rate if you're charging hourly, how many hours are you working that you can actually bill for, and then we're going to count up all the hours that we're spending on our business that we cannot bill for, all of our expenses, and it's going to give you your true hourly rate. So you can see this is why we're like, let's not charge hourly, because even if you think you have a pretty healthy hourly rate, it's actually not serving you. So let's look at how we can build our packages instead. So this is going to help you. We have our foundation package, our growth package, and our scale package. So just like we talked about those 3 lanes yesterday, this is going to help you in creating your pricing. So let's first look at, we have our actually hourly rate that came from the exercise that we just did, how many hours we need to work. So we need to work 120 hours to hit our monthly goal. And this is our minimum goal of how much to make. So if we're working our quote unquote full time, we need to be working 120 hours a month in order to make $2,420. But if we look at this one package, so let's say creating this one package is going to take 30 hours to deliver. So maybe it takes 20 hours to deliver, and we're only working like 5 hours a week on this. Then we are going to use our time times our rate. So this is going to give us our time times our rate. So if we look up here, we're looking from our hourly trap. This is pulling all of our information over. What it's worth to the client is around 5,000. This is the transformation. So again, we're selling them on the transformation. We're selling them on the solution. So it's around 5,000. That should be what your main package is. And so here's our package price, $3,000. So really that means we're making $150 an hour. Okay. So here is where you can like put in whatever your package name is, and then you can list out what your deliverables are, your features, everything of your business. So this is just going to help you as you are starting to calculate how much do I actually charge. You'll do the same thing for growth. You're going to say how many hours this is going to be, the value for your client is, what the package is going to be, and then this is going to tell you your hourly rate. And then we have the same thing for scale. So then if we look down here, we have our pricing of our packages. We have our hourly rate versus our old hourly rate. So this gives you a good idea of like, hey, I can actually work less hours and make more because I'm selling the solution. So this is going to help you in pricing out your packages. If you are doing a monthly retainer, this is also going to help you with this. So if our monthly goal is here, so this is from our package builder. This is our monthly goal, which is our hourly rate times how many hours we want to work. So if we come back here and we look at all of these rates, we're like, okay, that's not really that great. So let's say that our hourly rate or our monthly minimum that we really want to make, I know I'm going to change this this calculation here, but let's say that we actually want to be making like $8,000 a month. So now when we come over here, if $8,000 a month is our goal, then, and we want to work 100 hours, how many retainer clients do we need? So let's say we want to work 100 hours during the month. We want to have 3 retainer clients. This is going to help us see how many hours per month per client. So 33 hours per month. So if that's a good division, right? 100 hours divided by 3, that's how we're getting that. And then we need to have a minimum retainer per client of $2,667. So that would give us about an $80 an hour rate. And then here's our recommendation. What's included, here's just some examples of what's included in your retainer package. And then it will give you, so if you charge $3,000 per client and you have 3 clients, that's $9,000 a month. That's $108,000 a year just with 3 clients. If you're charging $3,000, that's it. So this will kind of help you as when you're coming up with your retainer. So this is how I like to structure my packages. I like to offer some sort of package that's like a one-time, I'm going to come in, I'm going to work with you, I'm going to help you be able to get this result. And then once I get them that result, then it turns into a monthly retainer. So that's how I do this. So you have your package builder where we're going to offer them a package. They're going to do that package, and then I'm going to turn that client, if I want to still continue working with them, turn them into a monthly retainer client. So that's the whole goal of this. And this is going to help you increase your sales so much. Because one, you're charging more because you're charging for the outcome that you're providing for them. And then once you've provided that outcome, you've already built rapport, you've built trust. So then selling them into a monthly retainer makes so much more sense. And then it's just really helping them continue on getting more results. And that's why we have on our list, like, what's included in your monthly retainer. So you can have the 3 different levels, just like we talked about yesterday, where we have our 3 different lanes, depending on how fast they want to get there. Maybe they're doing the slow lane and it's like, okay, it's going to cost you $5,000 over the next 2 months and we're going to get this done. Or it could be over like 3 months. So you can decide what that looks like. Then once you finish that project, then you get them on a monthly retainer. Now, if you have more questions about this is one of the reasons why inside the Ops Harbor that we offer Q&A sessions, because as you're putting this together, it can get a little bit tricky and everyone's situation is a little bit different. And so we want to make sure that we're showing up for you, that you have access to me and Louise. If you don't know who Louise is, if you've been in the yacht club for a while, you probably have scheduled a victory call with her, and she's amazing at helping you find the blind spots in your own business. But Louise and I are there to help you to answer questions and to look through these things. Like if you create an offer, you can post it inside our ops deck. And inside the ops deck, you just tag me and Louise and we go through and we give you feedback on your offer and we help you if you need help with like closing sales, or you need help with putting your offer together, or how do you do a proposal, or how do you handle clients that are, you've done one package with them and you're trying to turn them into retainer clients. Like those are all the things that we help you inside the Ops Harbor. And if you join annually, you do get all 10 of our crew GPTs. So if you want to learn more about this, there is a link below, but you can go to theopsharbor.com/crew. That's going to give you all the information about the Ops Harbor plus all of our crew members that you get when you join annually for $9.97. So we've already had a few people that have joined us, so excited to see you inside the harbor, and we would love for you to be our next new crew member inside the harbor. So tomorrow, let me see what we're doing tomorrow, so that way you guys know. I try to remember what's going on, but I get so excited about what we're doing, I forget what our next day is. All right, so tomorrow, day 7. Can you believe we're halfway through already? This is crazy. So on day 7, we are going to be talking about our referral system. So how do you get referrals? How are you going to use those referrals to get your clients? So super excited about tomorrow. Can't wait to see you there.
Feel the joy, come set it free.